can do something with this timing. So if you look on the distributors, that little window there, problem is I don't have my tool anymore, but I think we can still do something with it. So most people have no idea what this is. This is actually a dwell meter. It's an old Sears dwell meter. I've had it probably close to 40 years. So you hook battery, then negative, and then I believe it's the positive side of the coil, and then switch it to dwell points, dwell, and if I remember right, it should be 28 to 32. So let's start it up, see if we can see what's happening. Nice, you can reach in through the steering wheel and do the fuel here. Maybe it's the negative side. That's the negative side. So we are right at 28. This isn't so bad. I like them a little wider than that. Whoop, that was on. Let me see if I can get this little window open. Alright, what we're going to do, since I don't have my tool to adjust them, I'm going to take this off, take the distributor cap off. It's so nice not having a hood. Move that. Whoa, that's got moisture. Oh, I guess from yesterday when I power washed, still has moisture in it. So what I'm going to do is just do a quarter turn in and see what that does, and then I'll fire it back up. See if I can find a small screwdriver here. Let's see what we can do here. So I went to the right. Let's see what changes there. If not, we go back to the left. This is the hard way of doing it, but like I said, a lot easier when you have no hood. Nope, that's too much. And you can probably tell by how it cranks. So let's back them off a little bit. All right, let's go right there. Should be kept back on. Hopefully we're there. Dodge just generally like to be about 2 turns out, 1.5. That's 1. That's 2. Let's see this one here. All right, I gotta get another screwdriver. Of course, I have everything on top of the excursion. Let's try this. There we go. That's interesting. Somebody had that bottomed out, maybe? Yeah, that are super tight, which it shouldn't be. Or it's frozen. Yeah, that's frozen up in there. Let's get a little PB blaster and see what we can do. Squirt a little PB in there. That's interesting. Is it just frozen or is it totally bottomed out? Let's see, I think, see if we can find a mark on this. I'm going to take this white and put a mark on the harmonic balancer. So the harmonic balancer has a scribed mark in it, and then I just highlight it with white, and then I can check the timing. Timing is between 8 and 10 on these. I usually run them 15-ish, sometimes even 20, depending on the application. Oldsmobiles like a lot of timing. Also, I got to adjust this belt here, because I noticed it was squealing. Should be just a 1/2 inch, and then get a bar and pry on that. Let's see what we can do here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Interesting. Alright, I gotta loosen that lower bolt. People crank these down and they don't have to be. There we go. Alright, let's try that. Okay, that should be good. Just snug this one. It doesn't have to be real tight on the bottom. Like I said, people always over tighten them. You guys are sitting a little crooked here. Alright, let's see. Let me get some tools. Alright. We're going to take this carburetor off. That is frozen in there. I'm going to try to mess with it. I shouldn't even mess with it now. But so somebody, this fuel line they didn't take a line wrench, so they rounded it off. So now you got to get it off with vice grips or channel locks, which is kind of typical for these old cars. So now we just have it rounded off 5/6 or 5/8. Oh, all right. So let's pull all these vacuum lines off. Yes, I know where they go because I've done it a million times. All right. Take this return spring off, and then 1/2 inch. Just put it right here in the manifold so we don't lose anything. That one's tight. So obviously somebody cranked down on one side of the carburetor, so it's probably warped, which doesn't help the matter any. Oh, it's very tight. Wow. Alright, I think we can get it with the infusion. Maybe it's just rusted. There we go. There's supposed to be a small washer on there, which isn't there. Somebody got into it, obviously. Yeah, you kind of got to expect somebody's molested this stuff before. Now, this tricky. This part of the whole job is getting this throttle linkage off, and don't lose that little clip. Okay, little tiny clip. We're going to put that right up there. Okay, carburetor's off. All right, this gasket, this is actually a thermo gasket. Oh, it's not very good shape. It protects heat from getting up to the carburetor. That's blocked off. I hate when people do that. Yeah, I'm looking at that there. That's cranked. It looks like it's cranked all the way in. Maybe that's why it's running crappy. All right, let's see. We have carburetor stuff. It's been quite a while since we messed with a Holly or a quadrijet, but that was always my thing back in the day, was quadrijets. I could tune them. Most people have a really hard time tuning a quadrijet. Our little kit there. It's mostly our Holly stuff with all kinds of power valves and different squirters, gaskets. I thought I had some. I don't. All right. So that's not going to work for that. All right. Got other options. Let's see. I know I have vacuum plugs somewhere. Alright, let's not mess with the vacuum plug now. Let's see if we can get this unstuck. That sucker is in there. Wowee. Alright. What are we going to do here? We should try to find... There is a hex head there. I don't know what size it is. Wow, this gasket's really bad. I probably have a gasket somewhere. but that's not the problem right now. All right, let's try to, what are we gonna put on that we don't strip it out? That's already starting to strip out. Let's get a little crazy. See if we can put a pair of channel locks on it to get it cracked. Wow, that sucker's not moving. Let me get more PB Blaster. Remember, PB Blaster is your friend, and so is heat. We don't want to put heat to it because it's got a lot of gas in it. Just let that soak for a little bit. Yeah, see, that one screws in and out nice. Let's go 2 turns. 1, 2. Let's see if we work this one back and forth. Let's put a little more PB on it. Just going back and forth gently, trying to loosen it up because it will break. I've broken before. All right, let's see now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace that. Done. See? It broke. It wasn't coming loose, it broke. So now we have no adjustment on that side. So there's no way to regulate that. Okay, alright. Well, I guess there's no sense in messing with this carburetor. Because really, you can't drill that out as far as I know. At least I can't. So what we're going to do is we will try to set these needles so they look the same. Not that that means anything. And I think we're just going to put it back on. It does run, and like I said, we're not looking to get it running perfect. I just want to be able to move it around. So let's just put it back on and be done with it. It is what it is. I have another carburetor somewhere, but like I said, I don't want to mess with it too much. Like I said before, I don't even know what we're gonna, if we're even gonna do anything with this motor. Because I have 455 for it. So we will be putting a 455 in at some point. Of course, we have a lot of other things to do before then. But that is the ultimate end result, the end plan, so. Remember, crisscross pattern. All right. Turn spring back on. Put the throttle linkage back on. This little baby clip that we didn't lose. glasses so I don't lose it. Alright, that goes there. Okay, this goes here. That goes there. That isn't hooked to anything. Just take that out of the mix. Put the PCV valve back on. It will not run without that because it'll have a major vacuum leak. Oh, you can plug it, of course. And then a little hose that goes from the carburetor to the vacuum pot. Alright. I don't know what that was for. They had something plugged, obviously. Alright, let's put this hoopty fuel line back on here. Now we're gonna be a lot of cranking to get it fired up because we drained the carburetor from fuel. Okay. This timer light up. So positive, negative, of course. And then this always goes to number 1 spark plug, which on an Oldsmobile is here. And our timing light should be hot once we fire it up. Alright, let's see if we can get this started again. If she will run. About 15 degrees of timing. That's 15 degrees, which these are pretty low compression motors. Wow, she is running fat. Whew. That'll kill you. Alright. We're going to leave it at that. And I do have to check the trans fluid again because I think it's still low. But I think other than that, we're going to leave it. It does run. I do want to kind of bleed the brakes at some point. And just to, like I said, so I can move it around the yard. So, alright, that wasn't quite a success, that's for sure, but at least we got all our stuff halfway tuned. Probably need to put spark plugs in this, and I don't even know about those wires because it seems like it does have a little bit of a miss, but we're gonna go with it for now and send it. Alright. Well, second day, I guess third day working on the Cutlass. We got it running pretty good yesterday. Like I said, that one mixture screw broke off, so we're kind of screwed there, literally. And but it runs pretty good. It does have a slight miss, so could be a plug wire, could be a plug. I don't know. I'll have to investigate that at some point, but not really worried. It fires right up and runs smooth and idles. So today we're going to pull these wheels off and check the brakes and stuff. Just trying to do a lot of this stuff so I don't have to do it after it's painted. I don't know what I'm doing with this engine compartment. I don't know if I'm going to pull this motor out and detail it, put it back in. You know, like I said, I do have a 455 that has to be put together. I hate to do all that work, and you know, there's no sense in putting any real time or money into this motor. It runs good, but I want a 455 in it, so that's just how I roll. Everything gets a big block. So, all right, I'm gonna pull these brakes off, or wheels off, and look at the brakes, and I'll pick you up and show you what I find. All right, we got the wheels off. Brakes look okay. Front pads are halfway worn. I was able to heat I gotta bleed them because they got a lot of air in them. So I was able to heat that up and get that out, but this part is clogged. As you can see, it's just dripping now. I gotta unclog that somehow. I got some picks and small drill bits. I got the back one out. That one actually cracked loose. Brakes and all look pretty damn good. Drums aren't, well, they are thin, but oh, that one's grooved pretty bad too, so it needs drums. Didn't see that, but the pads and everything are good, which is good. So at least it should stop, hopefully. But I had to beat the drums off. That's just typical. And we still gonna probably have to heat that one, get that off, and hopefully this back one will crack. But like I said, pads are good there. Let's see this drum. That drum's thin and grooved too. So we need drums for sure. We'll probably have to order them unless I have something in stock. I might have an old pair somewhere that are decent. We'll have to see, but I'm not worried about it. I just want to make sure everything is kind of halfway roadworthy in case, like I said, we are going to have to be moving this around as we work on it. So, all right, quick update on the brakes. Tires came right off. Tires literally are brand new. They have the old date on them, so they got to be 20 years old. They really do. I think this car has been sitting for many, many years the way it is. I think it's bounced around from owners, you know, people that thought they were going to finish it, but we're definitely going to get it done, that's for sure. This is one project we are definitely going to finish, and just got to figure out what paint we're going to do, what color. Then we got to paint the dash, or dye it I should say. Have to get this part. This gets vinyl on here, and it usually matches the interior. So, but all depends on what color we're going with. So, gotta wire brush these floors down real good, wire wheel them, and then we will coat them with either epoxy primer or I don't know, maybe just Rust-Oleum. We'll probably do epoxy primer because we got to prime this front fender. So, all right, we're gonna button these brakes up here. We ended up having to, I wanted to bleed this. Of course, they twisted off, so I ended up having to put a new furrow on there, bunch of stuff. So low down on the brakes is we're gonna replace everything. I got a couple lines. Well, of course, the plastic, or not the plastic, the rubber hoses are dry rotted, of course. I mean, how wouldn't they be, being that old? There's the lines that are on here. They have some surface rust. They're not rotted through or anything. The line from the front to the back was replaced. I'm gonna order all new lines. It's like 130 bucks. So it's not worth messing with. Hoses are like $8 each. So I'll get the hoses. And so I did re-bleed everything out. This caliper works and that rear wheel works. Everything else is frozen up. So I need brake drums, brake rotors, hoses, lines, brake kit, hardware kit I should say. I'm going to get wheel cylinders because they're bad, and I'm going to get calipers and rotors. So I'm going to try to find something. My buddy said Rock Auto is the best for this stuff because you can get AC Delco stuff actually. I did notice that on there too. So Amazon, I don't think you can get that stuff. So we're going to look into that, and I am going to replace the brake booster and the master cylinder also. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once I get the fenders off and everything, it's easier to get to all this. I'm going to get the smaller brake booster also. I think that's a 12-inch, and you can put an 8 in there, which really makes a big difference when there's a big block in there. But all in all, you know, motor runs good. We got it running. I did order plugs and wires. Like I said, I don't know how old this stuff is, and there is kind of a miss to it. It runs good, idles good and everything, but there's something that's a little off on it. Hopefully it's not a dead cylinder, but like I said, we're really not that worried about it, but we do want to be able to move it around while working. So all right, we're going to get started here. Going to put the wheels back on, get this down off the jack, and what we'll probably do is flip it around so the front is that way. We'll probably back it in. I did replace the shifter with the one that was in the other car because it actually broke in half, believe it or not. The other one, it was cracked, and then I was fumbling with it trying to get in, and it actually broke in half. So gonna have to at some point look for another one for the other car, but this, we're, like I said, we're trying to get this together. We're not worried about that one right now. We will probably rob some parts off that other car too if we need them, like the hood. So all right, we'll keep you updated with the next project.